Hi friends, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be another holiday tutorial, which I am so excited about. I'm planning on putting up like a trillion of these. Today's look is using my new Morphe Dare to Create 39A big old palette, and I am so excited to be using this palette. I originally did not plan on picking this up. When I first saw the promos for it, I was like, it's cute, but I don't need it. But then we all know how this happens. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every time I saw somebody post a look with it, I just felt like I needed it. So I picked it up finally, and I'm so excited. I know that this palette, let me show you the inside before I start talking about it. This is what the inside looks like right here. I know that this palette is supposed to be like 4 different, I don't know, color stories, I guess. But I don't really care. I kind of just did whatever I wanted. And this is what I came up with. It's kind of like a half cut crease, icy blueberry tone type of a situation. I love this look because it does have glitter, but it's not like overwhelming glitter. And on top of that, it is still like holiday without being like a straight up silver glitter kind of a look. You know what I mean? Which I am also posting that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you look at my palette, it looks like I attacked my green shade, this green shade over here, but I didn't. It actually came kind of broken and cracked, so I just had to repress it. This is actually the first time I'm using this palette, so clearly I didn't use that like khaki green shade. Let me just say, I'm usually not the biggest fan of Morphe eyeshadows just because I feel like they're darker shades. Yes, Milkshake, I know you want to come up. I know. Come on, bud. Let's show everybody your new jacket. Let me just say, I'm not usually the biggest fan of Morphe eyeshadows because I feel like their darker shades usually don't have as much pigmentation as some of their lighter shades. But let me be the one to tell you, if you were on the fence about it for the same reason that I was, let me tell you, these shadows remind me a lot more of like the Jaclyn Hill formula in that palette, because those are a little bit more creamy and a little bit more buttery and pigmented than I find that Morphe shadows usually are, which is exactly the vibe that I'm getting from this palette. Again, this is my first time using it, so I don't know about every single shade, but every one that I used today performed beautifully. Also, I do just want to say, I do see your guys' requests on my anti-haul video for a tutorial on that look. I didn't do a tutorial yet because I figured I was going to do this half cut crease, so I don't want to do like a half cut crease and then a half cut crease like right after, even though I am so obsessed with them lately. But it is basically the same technique. I'm just using different shadows, and every single shadow that I'm using is in the description box of that video. So I'm not sure if you guys still want me to do that tutorial. Let me know. If you do, I have no problem doing it. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now. If you guys would like to see how I got this super cool icy berry, I don't know what I'm gonna call this, holiday cut crease, then please just keep on watching. So just jumping right into the 39A palette, I'm grabbing the color Sunder, which is one of those gigantic transition shades in the center. I felt like this one would be the best for this purple kind of crease that we're doing. So I just took this with a ColourPop fluffy brush and just tossed it into the crease. I don't know the exact name of the ColourPop brush, of course, because ColourPop does not put their names on their brushes for some odd reason, but it's just a fluffy brush. And also, I do want to mention that I have my eyes primed already and my brows done, of course, and my foundation is on. You guys know this, for the most part, this is how I do my makeup. So I just wanted to let that be known. I take eye primer very seriously, so there's never going to be a time that I do an eyeshadow look without applying eye primer first. Then I took the color Cut Crease, which is so accurately named, with the exact same brush, and I'm basically doing the exact same thing. It's just a little bit deeper of a shade than the first color that we used. So I just took this a little bit more focused into the crease, but I'm really not trying to be too precise. I really just want to make sure I have some colors down that my purple berry shades can blend into a little bit more easily, so that you don't see like a harsh line where they stop. Then I grabbed the color Passion with an angled brush. This one is the MAC 208, and I am just starting to map out my actual cut crease. I always go just right above my natural crease, just so that when I open my eyes you can clearly see the defined crease line. And like I said, I'm just drawing this line, and I am kind of following the shape of my eye, just going right above the actual crease. And once I have the line there, I kind of flicker a little bit upwards to start the blending process, because for a cut crease, of course, you want it to be super harsh underneath the cut crease line, but then on top you want to make sure it's super duper blended. So then I just took the exact same Passion color with a fluffy brush. This one is by Coastal Scents. You guys know I use this brush in pretty much every single tutorial. And I just started blending out a little bit on top. I didn't take too much color up there because I feel like it's very easy with a cut crease to start blending colors into your actual eyebrow. But you definitely want to make sure you're blending. Then with the exact same 208 brush, I took the color Forever, which is just right next door. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more of like a Bordeaux, kind of a plum situation. And I just started doing the exact same thing, just going right where I had that cut crease line and just doing those light flickering motions upward. It's kind of really crucial to make sure that your colors for cut creases really do have like a gradient. So you definitely want the darkest color at that cut crease line, and then you want it to just get lighter and lighter the farther up that you go. I took the exact same color Forever on this E36 by Sigma. By the way, these colors do have names. They have like a little sheet that comes over it. They're not like written on the palette, so if you lose the sheet, you're probably not gonna know, but I mean, I'm pointing out the colors, so either way, you'll be all right. So I'm taking the E36, which you guys know is like my holy grail cut crease brush. I use this brush for pretty much every single cut crease that I do. I think it is so essential. And I am just blending a little bit above that line. But because this brush is so precise, it really makes sure that your color is concentrated but still blended. I really love this brush. I think it is so crucial. And then I just took that exact color, not ColourPop, Coastal Scents brush that we were using before. And the smallest, like the itty bittiest amount of passion again. And I just started blending out even further. I mean, like I said, we're going to be blending for hours with this look. Pretty much with any look I feel like that I do, I blend for the longest time. So now I'm taking my Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC. I love using this for any cut crease looks that I'm doing. You can use concealer, of course. I see people using that all the time, but for me, I just find this easier because it's an actual paint pot. So it's going to help prime for shadow. And like I just said, I take eyeshadow primer super seriously. So I like it for that reason, and I find that this doesn't crease as much as a concealer would for me. And since I don't ever set my eye primer with like a powder, it really helps. So now I'm grabbing my NYX contour palette and I'm just taking the lightest shade. It's, bless you, it's the only shimmery one in the palette, and I love this for my brow bone. I think it is so perfect. It's kind of like a satin finish. It's not too shimmery, but I think it works so well on the brow bone, and I use an Urban Decay flat brush, by the way. The next color I'm taking is the color Tailor, which is kind of the star of the show. It's kind of like an aqua shimmery blue shade, and I did spray my brush with some Fix Plus, and I'm just applying this kind of like on the inner half underneath my cut crease. I really want to make sure not to take this all the way out. I know sometimes I do take it all the way out, but for this look, I'm keeping it on the inner half so that we can blend some of those plum shades on that outer V. Then I grabbed the color Forever again on a fluffy brush. This one is a little bit more precise than the ones we've been using, but still fluffy nonetheless. And I'm just taking this on my outermost V, all the way on the outer V. I'm not using a black for this look, which is shocking because I feel like I use a black for every single look. But for today, we're not going to do that. So since this is our deepest color, you want to make sure it's all the way out at that outermost V. And then I'm going to do that on the other eye. The same exact thing on the other eye, obviously. I thought we were moving on, but we're clearly not. So let's just wait for the next clip. Alright, here we go. So now I'm going to grab the color Passion again with the same fluffy brush we've been using, the Coastal Scents Pro Blending Fluff. And I'm going to blend out the edges of that deeper color that we put on our outer V. So you want it to go from super dark to not as dark, and then you want it to blend into that blue. Even though they're obviously not the same color, you want them to kind of mesh together seamlessly, so it's not just like a super harsh line as to where the purple stops and where the blue starts. Now I'm doing my favorite part. Personally, I'm using the Urban Decay Distortion Glitter Liner. And this color is freaking stunning. This is my favorite glitter liner ever. I don't like it for actual glitter liner. I like it to apply it as glitter on the eye. But I just think this color is so beautiful. It's like a translucent blue-pink reflect. It is so beautiful. So I just applied it right over that Tailor shade. And because it has that blue reflect, it looks so good and gives such a beautiful pop. And for New Year's especially, I mean, you can wear this obviously whenever, but for New Year's especially, I think this is beautiful. So then I just did a quick wing liner with my NYX matte liquid liner. You guys know this is my favorite liquid liner ever. I've been using it for the actual longest time. Like, I can't remember a time that I was not using this. I just think it's so easy to use. It's so dark, and I just love it. So after I did that, I'm moving on to the face. I'm going to take my Tarte Shake Tape in the color Tan Sand, and I'm just going to start applying this pretty much everywhere. Underneath the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, the cupid's bow, center of the forehead, chin, just everywhere basically, you know. So I'm just applying this, and then I'm going to blend it out with a damp beauty blender like I always do. I never ever blend concealer with a brush. I mean, I never blend foundation with a brush either, but it's more likely I would do foundation with a brush than a concealer, because I just think the beauty blender is the best for everything, really. Now I'm using it to apply my powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. I am putting on a generous amount because I have really oily skin. Obviously, if you have dry skin, you probably don't want to do this, but my skin is just an oily mess. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm just going to wipe away all that excess powder, which obviously there's a lot. Just gonna wipe that away with any random face brush that you have. I think this one is by Hair and Makeup Addiction. I don't even know the name of it. It really doesn't matter. I use a different brush pretty much every single time. For my waterline, I grabbed my Nars Larger Than Life eye pencil in the color Barrow Street. I apparently did not get a clip of the actual product, but you guys have seen me use this so many times on my channel. Anytime I do a blue or a green eye look, I immediately go to this pencil, and I love it. It's honestly one of the best purchases that I've ever made in my life, because I use it all the time, because apparently I do blue and green eyeshadow looks all the time. Then I grabbed the color Forever with a flat definer brush, and I'm just running that right underneath my lash line. I think this color is so beautiful, especially against that light blue shade. It really just stands out and pops. So I'm just running this along. You are going to see it's going to be super harsh, but we're going to go in and blend it out, so don't you worry. Then to blend out that deep plum shade, I'm going to grab the color Create, which is kind of like a hot pink. I know we didn't use this at all on the upper lash line, but I just felt like this would give the look just a little extra pop, and I felt like it was kind of in the middle. I didn't want it to be too dark, but I didn't want it to be too light. I really wanted you to be able to see that plum peeking through, so I felt like this was perfect. So I took this with a pencil brush. This one is most likely the Sigma E30, because you guys know that's my all-time favorite pencil brush ever. I just think it blends so flawlessly. So I just did that, and then of course it's time for lashes. I'm just applying my Lash Paradise mascara. Obviously, I've been obsessed with this mascara. You guys have seen it in pretty much every single tutorial. So I'm just applying this on my upper lashes just to prep them for falsies, and also on my lower lashes as well. The falsies I'm using today are some of my new favorite lashes of all time. I am obsessed with these. These are Lilly lashes in the style Sydney. I also did not get a clip of this, but that's because I was wearing the lashes while I was doing the product shots, obviously. Then I'm moving on to my inner corner. I'm grabbing this metallic strobe lighting palette by Hourglass, and I just took the center shade, which is called Pure Strobe Light, I think. I'm feeling really, really good that it's called Pure Strobe Light. And I just popped this on my inner corner. The one thing I will say about this Morphe palette is that there are no highlight shades, no brow bone highlight shades, no inner corner highlight shades. I mean, I have a trillion of them, so like it's not a big deal, but I feel like if you want to go for like a one palette look, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Then of course I just applied the other lash. Do you guys see like how feathery and fluffy these lashes are? They are so beautiful. They kind of wing out a little bit at the end, which is perfect for this kind of a look, so I'm obsessed with them, bless you. Then I'm taking my NYX contour palette again, and I'm just grabbing that more warm shade. I usually don't use this warm of a color to contour, but I actually like how it looks today, so I am just using this Morphe brush. I don't know the number of it, but whatever number it is, I've been obsessed with it for contouring. I think it makes the most beautiful, natural, but also dramatic at the same time contour. Like, you can clearly see that there's a contour there, but I feel like it just looks like my face is super contoured, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Maybe it does make sense. Then to bronze, I took my Marc Jacobs, what is this called? I almost said Eyeliner in black. That's how you know I've been way too obsessed with that eyeliner. I'm taking my Marc Jacobs bronzer in the color Tantric. It's way warmer than that coconut one that everybody's obsessed with. I know everyone loves that one, but I love a more warm bronzer, so that's why I like this one even more. So I just took that and bronzed around the sides of my forehead and kind of blended out my contour a little bit with it. Then I took this shade, which is usually the shade that I use from this palette. It's my favorite shade in this contour palette. And I am just contouring my nose with this. I think it looks so stinking beautiful as a nose contour. It's beautiful because it's not too warm or too cool tone. On me, if something is too cool tone, it looks super muddy immediately. And then if I use something too cool tone on my nose to contour, it just looks weird. Like it's clearly a nose contour that I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? So I love this, and I used a MAC 239 brush to contour with. And I am now moving on to blush. I am using my Makeup Forever blush in S214. I've been obsessed with these blushes, but I feel like this color in particular is so perfect for this look. It's just like a beautiful plummy, but not too plum. You know, I could probably use the super plum one in my palette also, but I went with this one for some odd reason. Now I grabbed my highlight color. I'm using the same palette but a different color in the palette. I used the more pink shade, which is called Absolute Strobe Light, I think. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But I just took that on my cheekbones, of course on my cupid's bow. I packed it on because I love to highlight my cupid's bow. I know not everybody likes that, but for me, it's just the most satisfying part of my entire makeup routine. Just highlighting that cupid's bow just makes me so stinking happy. And then of course down the bridge of my nose, because you just gotta do it. You gotta do it. Then I'm moving on to lips. I actually put on a berry lip before I did this lip, and I wiped it off because I thought it looked hideous with this eye makeup. I don't know what I was thinking. It just didn't look good at all. So I wiped it off, and I'm grabbing my Morphe lip pencil in the color Vinyl. It sounds weird every time I say it, but it's definitely Vinyl. And I'm just lining my lips with this, and then I'm grabbing my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the color Mondays. It's like Mondays, but I feel like I have to say like Mondays. I don't know. So I just took this and applied it, and this color is so stunning. I just never realized how good this color is until this tutorial, and you can see how well it goes with the eyes. So once you got your lips on, then this look is complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hi friends, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be my first official holiday tutorial. And